Hey everyone, it's Melissa. Today I'm going to talk about two foundations that I've been trying that are new out. One of them is the Too Faced, I think it's Peach Perfect, and the other one is the Fenty, the Filter Foundation that was put out by Rihanna. I've been trying both of these, and yesterday I did a side-by-side and wore it all day long, and then came back to the camera and showed how both of them were wearing, compared and contrasted the two, because I was kind of curious to see how they performed on my older skin and against each other. So I'm going to show that. A couple of things first. I had shared on Instagram that Oliver is suffering from his third bout. Oliver, my dog, my poodle, third bout of pancreatitis, and so he's considered chronic now. It's discouraging. We're doing everything we're supposed to do. We are so strict with his diet. We're gluten-free. We're doing, we've tried without grains. We've tried as raw as possible. We've tried everything that we have read and that we're supposed to do, and he still gets it anyway. So that's a little bit discouraging, but as of today, he has perked up, and they gave him IVs, and he's on all his medicines, and he's feeling better now. So he's eating and, not running around, but barking when somebody comes up to the house, like poodles do. So, maybe this will be the last one. We're hopeful that it will be. And like I said, we really are doing everything we can in our power to prevent it. So it just gets a little discouraging. But anyway, so thank you so much on Instagram for all your kind thoughts. I really appreciate it so much. Doug and I both do. He's really precious to us, like everybody's little pets are. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is a couple of people had asked me to do an updated skincare routine. I'm still using the same things that I always have. What I'll do is I'll go back to an older video that I did about a year ago. I think it's The Aging Woman in Skincare. And I talk about all the products that I use and demonstrate and everything, how I use them. I just still use my Retin-A at night mixed with my Obagi blender in the morning, vitamin C serum, and then followed by alternate between Obagi Exfoderm and Exfoderm Forte, which is they're both acids. So that's what I do, and I probably will continue to do. So I'll update if anything changes, but I will link the video down below of where I show my skincare in case anybody's interested. But thank you so much for asking. I really, really appreciate it a whole lot. I love skincare, so I think I finally found what I like to do and what works for me. So it's a journey, that's for sure, finding your skincare that works for you. Okay, so I wanted to talk about the things that I look for in a foundation and to see if these two met my needs. I don't use a primer. I use very few products on my face. In the morning, I use, my skincare and my foundation, and that's all. I don't use a primer. I don't use a setting powder. I don't use any kind of powders or anything like that, because it just weighs me down. It just weighs my skin down. I've got older skin, and it drags it down and makes it heavy and cakey and everything. I don't like the look. So I like a foundation that will be a nice coverage. I like medium to full coverage, but I'm picky, okay? Medium to full coverage. I don't want it to be too oily or too dry. I want it to be nice and creamy, but not too greasy and not too dry. I want it to be able to last, even though I don't set it. And I ask a lot out of a foundation. I like it to be a nice color match. I like it to be glowy. I like it to be kind of soft looking on my skin and not cakey and dry. And it's hard. I've gone through a lot of foundations. It's hard to find one that works. My gold standard is the Mercier Silk Cream Oil-Free Photo Finish Foundation in Bamboo Beige, and that's what I always compare every foundation too. But these two are very interesting. And they were very interesting to me and on my skin, and to me, they were so similar. I mean, to me, I think you can almost go with either one, either the Too Faced or the Fenty liquid foundation and be good to go. I liked the way they both applied. I applied them both with the same brush. I had two, and sorry, I used them and I put them aside to wash them out. So I used the exact same brushes that were both clean of foundation to get it, you know, an even playing field. I put them on at the same time. I put them on the same amount of coverage. I did not use a primer, did not use powder, anything like that to see how they would both perform, and they both performed very well. I'm going to do an insert of me putting it on right now. So on this cheek, I'm going to be putting on the Fenty Pro Filter Soft Matte Long Wear Foundation in shade 260. It's actually quite pretty. I'll show you. I mean, the lights are kind of bright right now. I'll turn off my light in a little bit and show it to you. That's actually quite lovely. Okay, I like that. That's pretty. That's real pretty. And on this side, I'm going to put the Too Faced Peach Perfect in light beige. The colors look very similar. Oops. Probably do either one of them with my fingers, but I like to use a brush, so I'm going to see how it does. Okay, use the other brush that I did not use. Gosh, this one's nice too. I feel like the Fenty Rihanna's just kind of glided on. This one didn't glide on quite as well, but it isn't bad. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on the rest of my makeup and do my hair, and then I'll compare the two foundations. I don't have any primer on or anything like that, just the foundations. So I will come back and show what each side looks like, and then kind of show out throughout the day too. So I'll be back in a minute. And then I'm going to show now the different times of the day. The first time was, I did this yesterday, the first time was in the morning right before I went to work. And then I update throughout the day. Okay, on this side is the Fenty. On this side is the Too Faced. I think they both look nice so far, and I like the way both of them applied pretty well. So I'll come back and update. Okay. Here is the Fenty after work, you know, 4:30. I've changed clothes and everything. Here's the Fenty. And here's the Too Faced Peach. What I'm observing is the Fenty is oxidizing more. So it is a darker color than when I started. It doesn't feel oily. Neither one of them do. Coverage has been pretty good, not bad, but I do feel like the Fenty is turning darker and oxidizing more than the Too Faced is. So I'll come back a little bit later and see and compare, and then in the morning I will film my intro and do my final conclusions on it. Okay, here's the 7 o'clock update. I feel like overall, they're both really good. They really are, and they've lasted. They've lasted all day long with no setting powders, no primers, anything like that. They both did an excellent job with that. I feel like it may be hard to tell, but I feel like the Fenty has oxidized a little bit, just a little, and the Too Faced has not. It seems to be pretty much the color of when I originally put it on. So that's what I'm finding so far at 7 o'clock, but things do not last very well. The Fenty lasts really, really well. It just has oxidized just a little bit. A lot of foundations don't stay really well on me, but both of these really have, and they're both good colors. So so far I would say, either one of them, maybe a slight edge to the Too Faced, but I'll come back one final time before I go to bed, before I wash it all off. Okay, here is my last update before I go to bed. The makeup is still on there. This side is the Fenty. This side is the Too Faced. They're both still on there. They aren't greasy. I worked hard. I vacuumed. I stripped sheets, washed, put back on. Just did a lot of things today, and they still both lasted really well. I think the Fenty oxidized slightly, a little bit, not very badly, but maybe slightly oxidized a little bit, where the Too Faced did not. It stayed looking nice, but they are both so similar in consistency. They both went on nicely. They both lasted all day. I don't think you could go wrong with either one of them. I really don't. I've been happy with both. I like the colors on both of them, but either one, I think that you are not going to go wrong with either one of them. So that's my final here after 12 hours of having it on my skin. So there you have it. I was real pleased with both of them. I felt like they lasted longer than my Mercier Silk Cream. I think that they both lasted extremely well on my skin, especially not using a primer or setting sprays or powders or anything like that. I thought they lasted very, very well, and 14 hours later the coverage was still very, very nice for the amount of time that had gone by. And so I felt like it lasted a little bit longer. I didn't feel like it was quite as pretty on the face as the Laura Mercier, but they were both really, really close, and they both gave a really nice glow, and they both gave things that I was looking for. I would consider buying either one of them. I hate to be so vague about it and not choose one over the other. In fact, during the day, I was trying so hard to make a decision, that I would say, okay, this one's better. Okay, that one's better. Okay, this one's better. And, I kept going back and forth and looking all day long and trying to decide which one was better. But in the end, it was pretty much a draw. And I think the Fenty slightly oxidized a little bit more, but not too much. And they both just looked really nice on the skin. So I give a thumbs up to either one of them, to both of them, on my particular skin. So I hope that was helpful. I hope it wasn't too wishy-washy. I really wanted to make a decision and say that one was better than the other, but to me, it really wasn't. To me, they were both excellent foundations that were very, very similar. So what I would do is just go get a sample of each, see which color you can find that matches you the best, and take it from there, because I don't think you can go wrong with either one of them. I really liked them both. So those are my thoughts on it, and that's how they worked with my skin. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope everyone has a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you soon. I'm going to try to make more videos more often. I get busy and get lazy sometimes, but I'm going to try to do a little bit better on that, because I really enjoy making them. So I'll talk to you soon, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.